Welcome to today's episode. Now, I did a live earlier in the day and I had promised myself and someone else that I would do another live. Now, this is a bit of a challenge for me because it's all about visibility. It's about getting out there. And today I'm talking about the psychology of procrastination. I've got a bit of a story to tell you. Yesterday, someone had asked me to put out a post because when she found out that I had created my creative membership, she said, why isn't it out there? So in this episode, I'll be sharing about that, why I wasn't doing it, what were the reasons why we procrastinate and how to solve that. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you click on the like button, the notification bell, so you can get more of these sort of episodes, tips and tricks on how to start and grow your own online business. And this episode is sponsored by my workshop, my free workshop that's happening on Sunday. I can't wait to see you all there. So if you haven't signed up yet, please sign up. And this is what it's all about. I'm so excited to be telling you about the new workshop that's coming up very soon for therapists and coaches and consultants. You can save your seat now and just register here. All you need is to click here and sign up. So excited because I'm going to go through how I went from being a full-time speech therapist to part-time and actually earning more than my 9-to-5 full-time job, the mistakes I made about pricing, and how I've got an automated sales system to get clients even whilst I'm sleeping. So I can't wait to see you in there, and I've even got some extra bonuses for those who turn up live completely free. Loads of people have experienced this, and I can't wait to let you experience it too. Sign up today before all the places go. Okay, so let's have a look at this and think about procrastination. I'm going to run through this really quickly, but as I was telling you the story about this post, it was a post that was just telling people about my Christian art journaling membership. I've created a mini membership as well as a main membership, depending on which level you wanted to go on. You'd get more support in the main membership. So anyway, all the contents, the prayer cards, the journals, the trainings have all been created. But it was like I'd created these digital assets and just put them on a shelf, gathering dust, telling no one about it. It's like opening up a shop and, you're paying the rent, you've got your shelves, you've got all your products there, and you just close the shop and you just don't tell anyone about it. There's no signs, there's no flyers, nothing. And that is what I was doing. So when my friend said to me, who's also a coach, said, why are you doing this? I'm going to challenge you. And it took me 12 hours. 12 hours. She's in Finland and I didn't do it until it was her midnight, which was like 5 minutes past midnight. And I'm thinking, why has it taken me 12 hours to do something like this, a job that only takes 30 minutes. So I don't know whether you're ever like that. You're procrastinating, and there are 5 reasons why we procrastinate. The first one is a fear of failure. We might kind of worry our work won't be good enough. It might be that's why we're leading to avoidance. That probably comes from our childhood where someone has told us, that piece of work's not good enough. Maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was a parent, maybe it was a friend, and so that's that fear of failure. The other one is perfectionism. Now, perfectionism, I always see it as like the opposite side of procrastination. So if you were to throw a coin up in the air, on one day it might land on perfectionism, where you're sort of thinking, oh, it's got to be flawless, it's got to be perfect, and you get paralyzed by that. And if you throw it up in the other another day and it lands on procrastination, you might be thinking, oh, it's I'll do it another day. Actually, I've got to go and do some shopping, run some errands, and I'll get round to it another day. Okay, but basically, whatever it is, it's stopping you from doing what you have been called to do, and it might be actually something that God has asked you to do, and you're just either saying it's not good enough, or you're saying it's not perfect enough, or you're saying I've got other things more important to do. The third reason is overwhelm. You feel like you're overloaded with tasks and you just don't know where to start. The fourth reason is it's distraction. It's so much easier to sort of go on your phone and then scroll on social media and be distracted by social media, emails, other temptations that might pull you away. And the fourth reason is lack of clarity, uncertainty about your goals and about the next step that leads to procrastination. So those are the 5 reasons. Okay, let me go through them again. We've got fear of failure, perfectionism, overwhelm, distraction, and lack of clarity. So why do we fear visibility? And this is something I cover inside Maven Business Haven and inside my course, which I'll be talking about at the workshop. But we fear visibility because we fear rejection. We worry about what people might think about our work, that they might reject it, they might reject the message. We worry about imposter syndrome. That's the other reason. Maybe it's like, oh, I feel like a bit of a fraud, like my Christian art journaling. I'm not an artist. I'm a speech therapist. I set up my own business. That's what I know about. What do I know about art? That is what I'm thinking. But actually, I'm really good at art. And it's that connection between me and God. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just how God speaks to me through my art. And so that imposter syndrome is silly, really. And the next one is negative self-talk. Our inner critic is saying, it's holding us back. It's saying, no, don't do it. Just don't share. And then you're not sharing your talents. Okay. So that's why we fear visibility. It's the fear of rejection, it's a fear of imposter syndrome, and it's the negative self-talk. Okay, so these are the 3 ways of conquering procrastination and showing up. Because at the end of the day, if you don't show up, people won't know about your talents, they won't know about your offer, and in a way it's actually selfish. I'm going to be real. It's selfish not to tell people about what you can do to help them. So let's break it down. When you have a large project, just break the tasks down into from the large project into a small manageable steps. And what I do, and I'm a bit of a paper person, is I basically write it all down. Okay, I write every single step that I need to do. I have a little box next to it, and then when it's done, I tick it off. Okay, and that is what I do to help me overcome this sort of large task syndrome. The next thing is to schedule time. So when I've got my list of things, like I said, I'm going to do a live. I did a live at 7 o'clock. It was supposed to be at 6:30. No, I did it at 6:30. It was supposed to be at 6:30, but I did it at 7. But at least I did it. And then this live was supposed to be at 6:30, but I was busy talking to someone. And so I'm doing it a little bit later. But at least I'm doing it at scheduled time. So dedicate specific blocks of time in the day for your focused work and your promotion. The third thing to do is to start small. Begin with a small, achievable task and then gradually build up momentum. Now, when I started doing these lives, it was a bit scary. But now I've got into the habit of using StreamYard and just having a kind of list of things to talk about and then just doing it. Because if I had to do a recording of this and then edit it, my procrastination would come into play and say, oh, you said ums and you said ahs and got to cut that out and cut this out and you've got to put this in. And it was all too much. So I just want to remind you that it's okay. It's okay to try and give small steps. So let me just recap again. Reasons why we procrastinate: fear of failure, perfectionism, overwhelm, distraction, and lack of clarity. And then why we fear visibility, fear of rejection, imposter syndrome, and negative self-talk. And the 3 ways to conquer procrastination is to break down the tasks, schedule time, and to start small. And a bonus tip I want to give you is to celebrate your victories. No matter how small they are, you need to stay motivated, and you need to be around other like-minded people who will celebrate with you and also motivate you. So I was really grateful for my friend in Finland who gave me a bit of a kick up the backside. Wasn't going to go to bed until I got that post out there. And that is what you need. You need to be surrounded by other like-minded therapists or coaches who are cheering you on, and you cheer yourself on as well and celebrate those moments. So I just want to remind you now of the workshop that is happening, and I hope that you will sign up. I've left the link in the description, so make sure that you sign up to the workshop. And if you have any questions, let me know. I look forward to seeing you another day. Probably tomorrow I might do a live and I'm going to surprise you. Take care. Bye for now.